I'm 69 years old. 3 months ago, my mother died. And with her last breath, she told me something that destroyed 69 years of my life in 69 seconds. My name is Carol, and I need you to listen to me, especially if you're a parent. Especially if you think you're protecting your children by keeping secrets, because my mother thought the same thing. She thought she was doing the right thing. She thought she was protecting me. And instead, she stole my entire life. You see, when someone lies to you for 69 years, when they die, they don't just take the truth with them. They take your past, your identity, every memory you have, every story you told yourself about who you are. All of it becomes a lie. And I need to warn you before it's too late, before you make the same mistake my mother made. February 7th, 2026, 3 months ago. That's the day everything changed. My mother was dying. Stage 4 lung cancer. 3 months from diagnosis to hospice. That's how fast it took her. I'd been sitting by her bed for 16 hours straight. She hadn't spoken in 2 days. The nurses said it would be soon, maybe hours. And then, at 3:17 in the morning, she opened her eyes. She looked at me with this clarity I hadn't seen in weeks. And she said, "Carol, I need to tell you something before I go." I leaned in. I thought maybe she wanted to say, "I love you," or "I'm proud of you," or "I'm sorry for all the times we fought." But instead, she said 6 words that ended the world I knew. Your father isn't your father. I didn't understand at first. I thought the morphine was making her confused. "Mom," I said, "Dad's been gone for 12 years. I know." But she shook her head. And with this strength I didn't know she had left, she gripped my hand and said, "No, listen to me. Robert wasn't your biological father. He never was." The room tilted. "What are you talking about?" And then she told me everything. She'd had an affair in 1956. She was 23 years old, married to my father, to Robert, for 2 years. He was traveling for work, gone for weeks at a time. There was a man. She wouldn't tell me his name, said it didn't matter anymore. He was probably dead anyway. It lasted 3 months, and then she got pregnant. Me. She said she knew immediately I wasn't Robert's. The timing didn't match. But Robert didn't know that. He'd been gone for 6 weeks. He came home. 2 weeks later, she told him she was pregnant. He was thrilled, and she never told him the truth. For 69 years, she let him believe I was his daughter. For 69 years, she let me believe I was his daughter. "Why?" I asked her. "Why are you telling me this now?" She said, "Because I can't die with this secret. I've carried it for 69 years, and I need you to know the truth before I go." But here's what she didn't understand. This wasn't her secret to carry anymore. It was mine. She was dying. In hours, maybe minutes, she'd be gone. She'd be free. But I would have to live with this for the rest of my life, with no answers, no way to find this man, no way to know who I really am. She said she was protecting me. That's what she always said. I was protecting you. But from what? From the truth? From my own identity? From the chance to know my real father? She had 69 years to tell me this. 69 years. And she chose the moment when I couldn't ask questions, when I couldn't process it with her, when I couldn't try to find him. She took that from me. Let me tell you what happened after my mother died. I went home. I sat at my kitchen table, and I realized that every single story I'd ever told about myself was wrong. I'd always said I got my stubbornness from my dad. Robert, the man I called Dad for 69 years. But it wasn't his stubbornness. It was someone else's. I'd told my children, "You have your grandfather's eyes." But they don't. They have the eyes of a man I never met. A man whose name I'll never know. I'd stood at Robert's funeral 12 years ago and cried and said, "I'm so much like him." But I'm not. I never was. My entire identity was built on a lie. And here's what nobody tells you about this. You can't just rewrite 69 years of your life in a day. You can't just say, "Oh, well, now I know," and move on. Because every memory is tainted now. Every birthday card my dad, Robert, signed, "Love, Dad." Was it still real? Did he suspect? Did he know? Every time someone said, "You look just like your mother," I thought, thank God I don't look like Dad. Because Dad was bald and heavy, and I was tall and thin. But now I know why. And I can't unknow it. I found a box in my attic last week, full of letters Robert wrote to me when I was away at college. 43 letters. In every one he signed, "Love always, Dad." I can't read them anymore, because every time I see that word, Dad, I think, did he know? Was he lying too? Or was I the only one who didn't know the truth? I'm angry. I know I'm supposed to say I understand, that she did what she thought was best, that it was a different time. But I don't understand, and I'm angry. She had 69 years to tell me this. 69 years! And she waited until the last possible moment, when I couldn't ask questions, when I couldn't process it with her, when I couldn't try to find this man, whoever he was. She took that from me. And you want to know the worst part? She felt relieved. I could see it in her face. After she told me, she looked peaceful, like this weight was finally gone. She died 4 hours later, with this look of peace on her face. While I sat there holding her hand, my entire world crumbling. and she looked peaceful. She got to die in peace, and I have to live with the devastation. Listen to me, please. If you're keeping a secret from your children, if you think you're protecting them by not telling them the truth about who they are, where they come from, who their real parent is, you're not protecting them. You're stealing from them. You're stealing their identity, their history, their right to know themselves. And if you wait until you're dying to tell them, you're not being brave. You're being cruel. Because you get to die in peace, and they have to live with the devastation. My mother thought she was doing the right thing. For 69 years, she thought she was protecting me. But what was she protecting me from? The truth? Since when is the truth more dangerous than a lie? The truth would have been hard. Yes, but at least I would have had time to process it. Time to find him. Time to know myself. The lie didn't protect me. It stole from me. Every single day for 69 years. It's been 3 months since my mother died. 3 months since that night in the hospital. I've had DNA tests done, Ancestry, 23andMe, all of them. I've found distant cousins I never knew existed. People with German last names when my family was supposedly Irish. People with medical histories I should have known about. People who share my DNA, but not my story. But I haven't found him, my biological father. I probably never will. He'd be 93 years old now, if he's even alive. And even if he is, what would I say? Hello, you had an affair with my mother 69 years ago? You have a daughter you never knew about. I've told my children, my 3 kids. They're adults now, in their 40s. They don't know what to do with this information either. Should they call Robert Grandpa still, even though he's not their biological grandfather? Should they care? Does blood matter more than the man who raised me? I don't have answers to these questions. My mother took those answers with her. My daughter asked me yesterday, "Mom, are you still you?" And I realized, I don't know. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm Carol, but Carol who? Carol, daughter of Robert? Or Carol, daughter of some man I'll never know? I'm half a person, and I'll spend the rest of my life not knowing which half is real. I'm 69 years old. My mother is gone, and I will spend the rest of my life not knowing half of who I am. Don't do this to your children. Don't wait. Don't think you're protecting them. Don't convince yourself that the truth will hurt more than the lie, because the lie doesn't protect them. It steals from them. Tell them the truth. Tell them while you're alive. Tell them while they can ask questions. Tell them while there's still time to process it together. Don't make them live the rest of their life as half a person, wondering who they really are. My mother thought she could protect me by keeping this secret. She thought she was being kind. But kindness isn't hiding the truth. Kindness is trusting someone with the truth, even when it's hard. She had 69 years, and she chose silence. Don't choose silence. Choose truth. Choose courage. Choose your children's right to know themselves. Because I promise you, the lie will come out eventually. And when it does, the longer you waited, the more damage it does. 3 months. That's how long I've lived with this truth. And every day, I wish she'd told me 69 years ago. Don't make your children spend their lives wishing you'd been brave enough to tell them the truth, while they still had time to process it with you. If you're a parent, hug your children today. And if you're keeping a secret that affects who they are, tell them before it's too late. Because one day, you'll be gone, and they'll be left with questions nobody can answer. Don't be my mother. Be brave. Be honest. Be the parent your children deserve.